A woman claims to have been tormented by strange sounds and an unsettling presence in her room at night. One day, she had enough and decided to install a camera to see what was happening. What the camera captured was rather unsettling, as it seemed like a small being with a human head was continuously attempting to jump on her bed. Some people believe this could be a case of sleep paralysis demon. The woman stated that she always heard strange noises at night and felt as if she was being watched, prompting her to take action. The strange thing is that when the entity repeatedly attempted to jump on her bed, the woman claimed not to have heard anything. Therefore, it is believed to be a ghost or some form of sleep paralysis demon. Sleep paralysis is a phenomenon that affects a significant portion of the population and causes temporary paralysis during the transition from sleep to wake. This state of physical immobility is often accompanied by vivid hallucinations and a sense of impending doom. In various cultures, these entities may also be considered malevolent and haunting individuals during their vulnerable moments of sleep. Deep within a forest, an unsuspecting individual stumbles upon a strange ritual in progress. Though it's possible the ritual may be associated with pagan practices, there are other theories regarding the man's actions. At the top of a small hill stands a figure cloaked in a robe, their face concealed beneath a hood. They raise a staff towards the moon. Pagan rituals often entail reverence for nature, worship of deities, and celebration of seasonal cycles. It could be a mage harnessing powers and performing rituals to connect with the mystical forces of the universe, or perhaps an invocation of a supernatural being such as a malevolent spirit or an extraterrestrial entity residing in the forest. You may have heard that pets, including dogs and cats, can perceive or see paranormal things. If your dog suddenly runs out and stares at an empty space, you might start to worry that it's watching a ghost. Dogs can also show signs of fear or excitement without any apparent cause. In this case, a dog named Domino ran into the yard and stared at something in the distance that seemed to be heading into the woods. At first, you might not notice it, but upon closer inspection, you can see the outline of a giant figure or shadow moving towards the forest. And even the dog got scared. The owner thought the dog was watching other animals, including rabbits. However, when he reviewed the video, he got goosebumps all over his body. He later filmed an update video showing his backyard in daylight. The man said that since then, he hadn't seen the figure anymore and didn't know if it was a person or a ghost. What do you think? Technically, this video only shows a woman with long, dark, tangled hair standing with her face in a corner of a room. However, anyone who sees it knows that there is something terribly wrong with that woman. It is said that this is one of the recorded sightings of Vadim Mary. Vadim Mary is a popular urban legend or ghost story passed down from generation to generation. According to legend, if you stand in front of a mirror in a dark room and say it 3 times, a spectral figure will appear in the mirror. The origin and details of the legend may vary, but it often involves a vengeful spirit or a tragic figure seeking revenge or tormenting those who summon it. Whether or not it's Vlad Mary, the figure we see in this video is still unsettling because who can stand silently in the corner of a room with such a terrifying gaze? Here we see a BBC reporter broadcasting live from Gaza, when suddenly a strange entity passes by, believed by some to be a jinn. As you now know, jinns are supernatural beings from Islamic mythology and folklore. Malevolent jinns are said to be created from smokeless fire and are attracted to areas with a history of violence and tragedy. Therefore, it's possible that in this live broadcast, we're actually witnessing a jinn running by. This wasn't the only instance where a transparent figure appeared on live television. In another video, we see former US President Barack Obama arriving in Kenya when suddenly a transparent figure crosses the screen. Questo YouTuber, di nome Andrew Duffy, ha deciso di esplorare di noti degli edifici abbandonati da qualche parte nel Regno Unito dove camminato per un po' ed essere entrato in uno di questi. Improvvisamente vede qualcosa di inquietante mentre Andrew entra in una degli stands vede una strana creatura uscire dalla finestra correndo direttamente verso di lui, come farebbe qualsiasi persona normale scappo più velocemente esce poteva secondo verso nei commenti questa creatura. Una forte somiglianza con CP96, not anche come I ragazzo timido si dice quando qualcuno vede direttamente volto di questa creatura anche attraverso una registrazione video o entri in uno stato di estremo disagio emotivo anche che la creatura si copre. This lady is truly dancing, right? Wait until she turns around. How unsettling her facial expression is. This is the Serbian dancer, a Serbian urban legend about a woman who dances strangely through the streets at night. This myth began circulating on social media from 2019 to 2023. However, little is known about the identity of the dancing woman, but she has been spotted multiple times in Belgrade, the capital of Serbia. The mysterious woman is dressed in traditional Serbian attire, and it is speculated that her dance resembles the popular Serbian folk dance known as kolo. It is said that this mysterious figure has been active since '98 and sometimes carries a knife with her, jumping suddenly in front of people and vehicles. Most of the videos of her are shot from behind, leading to speculation that the woman may be mentally ill. The reason behind the dancing woman is unclear, but many find it unsettling and prefer to stay away. While on a car journey, they passed under a bridge and noticed something strange hidden behind a pillar. While this sight might send shivers down most people's spines, it only sparked excitement in these youngsters. With a surge of enthusiasm, one of them grabs the camera and leads the way, determined to investigate the mysterious sighting up close. As they draw nearer, they're overcome with a sense of unease. A peculiar, alien-like being is concealed behind a massive cement pillar, its appearance truly bizarre and defying conventional understanding. Its features are extraterrestrial, yet its form doesn't match any known alien type. As they attempt to approach this strange creature, it emits a sharp, unsettling cry that breaks the silence and echoes in the surrounding environment. You're driving alone at night on a dark road, and then you see a strange shadow in the sky above you. You look up and see a figure resembling a witch. As you may know, witches are associated with witchcraft and magical practices. The person who captured the video refers to the figure as a bruja, a term often used in Latin American cultures to describe the supernatural world. In these cultures, the witch is known for her spirituality, incorporating elements of African magic and indigenous practices. Some brujas focus on healing, the use of herbs, spells, and communication with the spirit world. Others explore various aspects of magic and witchcraft. Witches are often seen as sources of wisdom, capable of offering guidance and assistance in various aspects of life. It's not clear if we're actually witnessing a witch in this video, since there isn't much more information available about the incident. Here we see a Japanese YouTuber who often ventures into eerie places to explore. In the video, he claims to have captured a ghost on camera using thermography. He was exploring an abandoned village deep in a forest somewhere in Japan a place known for people mysteriously disappearing. Additionally, there were rumors of ghosts haunting the area. At one point, he hears rustling coming from the bushes, and when he checks his thermographic camera, he sees a figure running towards him. What makes it eerie is that he didn't see anyone with the naked eye, yet he decided to quickly flee out of fear. After surviving the ordeal and recovering from the fright, he was able to attest that he had managed to film a paranormal phenomenon. He also claimed to have found an abandoned car in the same location, the ownership of which is unclear. Perhaps someone lost their life in the forest and their spirit still lingers there. Who knows? But imagine being in the forest at night and seeing the silhouette of a ghost running towards you. It must have been truly terrifying. It was shot in northern British Columbia, 25 km from 100 Mile House. We don't know who or what it is, but prior to this footage, a camera had been placed facing the forest. Residents of a nearby vacation home claimed to have found strange footprints, and other objects had been moved and destroyed. The camera was set up to capture human intruders in the act. However, the owners were unaware that the thief was of supernatural origin and possessed only 3 eerie fingers. This led everyone to reconsider their plans and consider moving, or at least not spending vacations in this forest. What kind of being or figure do you think this mysterious 3-fingered hand belongs to? Starts off fairly innocently as a woman approaches the front door of a residence. However, just moments before she reaches her destination, a fast-moving dark figure oddly runs past the window by the door. The unusual speed of the figure and the enigmatic nature of its appearance have led to speculations of paranormal. In addition to the mystery, a group of playful puppies on the lawn of the neighboring house react vigorously to the presence of the figure. As soon as the dark entity appears, the puppies begin to bark uncontrollably and retreat. According to many commenters, it couldn't have been a normal person due to the speed, suggesting it must have been a ghost or another supernatural being. What do you think? A group of teenagers exploring a forest in the dead of night. Unbeknownst to them, an eerie presence lurks in the shadows. They have no clue they are not alone. The sensation of being watched hangs heavy in the air, rattling their nerves with each passing moment. Only a few minutes into their venture, they realize they are being followed. Eventually, they stumble upon a blue mask hanging from a tree, and inexplicably, they decide to take it with them. However, moments later, something unsettling occurs. The person behind the camera notices movement among the bushes, and both teenagers are gripped with terror as a figure wearing the blue mask startles them, giving chase. Some viewers in the comments liken the figure to Ghostface from Scream, albeit with a blue hue. In this chilling video, we see a group of teenagers exploring a forest in the dead of night. What they didn't know was that an unsettling presence lurked in the shadows. They had no idea they weren't alone. The feeling of being watched hung in the air, making their nerves increasingly jittery with each passing moment. Just a few minutes later, they realize they're being followed. At one point, they stumble upon a blue mask hanging from a tree, and for some reason, they decide to take it with them. However, moments later, something unsettling happens. The boy behind the camera notices something in the bushes, and both boys are terrified when a figure wearing a blue mask startles them and begins to chase them. After receiving a report about an abandoned and supposedly haunted construction site, a man decided to visit it, bringing his camera along. It's usually best not to willingly seek out such situations because they open you up to encounters with the paranormal. As he traverses the site, he suddenly feels a significant drop in temperature and sees something in the corner of one of the rooms. Have you seen it, or do we need to show it to you again? As you can see in the right corner of the room, there appears to be the ghost of a boy who then disappears, making it one of the most frightening ghost captures ever seen. The ghost could be trapped in this abandoned construction site, or perhaps it was simply teasing the cameraman. It doesn't seem like the boy was intentionally trying to scare the man, but rather following him. In hindsight, ambulances are the most likely place where spectral apparitions are encountered. Consider how many people never make it to the hospital and how many lives are lost in a vehicle like an ambulance. The following recording was made by someone driving an ambulance and was astonished and surprised by what they saw. However, it wasn't doctors they saw, but the lingering remains of someone's soul or a spirit haunting the ambulance. The presence of this person is chilling, to say the least. It raises the question of whether real paramedics are aware that there's a ghost with them. One seemingly normal night takes a terrifying turn for a man looking for a late-night snack. As he groggily heads to the kitchen to grab a box of cereal, an inexplicable event unfolds before his eyes, leaving him frightened and unsettled. The entire incident was also captured by a kitchen security camera. As the man places the cereal box on the counter, it unexpectedly moves seemingly on its own, startling the man as he tries to determine the cause. What could be behind this unsettling phenomenon? Is it a poltergeist? The cereal box is suddenly pushed across the counter by an invisible force, traversing the kitchen as if guided by an unseen hand. When this happens, the man's curiosity turns into pure terror, and overwhelmed by what occurred, he hastily flees the kitchen in search of safety. Was it simply a bizarre accident or something defying rational explanation?